So Adcock Ingram has been one of our valued stakeholders for very many years. And when this disaster hit, Sudhir was very quick to phone us and to say to us, look, what can we do to help? We realize that these are our pharmacists, our customers that have been affected. But more importantly, it's the hundreds of thousands of patients that need to get medicine. And so Adcock was very quick to put their hands up, and we are really eternally grateful to Adcock for that.
Comments on the work AROTC has done for Pharmacy of the Week and at TPS.
So I think the work that Adcock Ingram is doing is absolutely priceless. I think one of the most important things that we need to do is to educate the public of the benefits and the services that they can get through their pharmacies. Many people don't know what a pharmacist does. And I think what Adcock Ingram is doing is that it's highlighting what we do and what benefits there are for patients out there. And I think certainly the sponsors for Brave, it also salutes the pharmacists out there that go in every day, 7 days a week, to make sure that we give the best quality care we can for our patients.
It makes me so proud to hear you say that. Okay, why is the public recognition so important for the independent pharmacy?
So I think the public recognition is also about educating the public to let them know who we are, that we are independently owned pharmacies out there, and that we're willing to help, and of all the services and assistance that we can give in healthcare. Pharmacists really are the first port of call for many patients, whether it's an emergency or whether it's for chronic medicines. And what we can do through our services is improve quality of life. So I think public recognition of who we are and what we can do for them in creating wellness is incredibly important to us.
Why is independent pharmacy the pillar of the community?
So I think independent pharmacy, the one thing I can say about independent pharmacies is that they are in the communities. So they are not in the big malls in the center of big business areas. Community pharmacies are the pharmacies on the corner of the street. We're in the community. We are invested in the community. We take our staff out of the community and we upskill them. We also are there to look after our community members. And I think an important thing about independent pharmacies as well is that this is our livelihood. Our staff, our pharmacy, our patients, our communities, it's part of our livelihood. And literally pharmacists over the years will look after somebody, look after their children, and look after their children's children. And I think that is the benefit of an independent pharmacy. We are where you need us.
2 more questions. Why have our pharmacies been so brave?
That's a very good question. And you know, I think if you had to ask the average pharmacist, they wouldn't acknowledge that they are brave. But I agree with you. I think pharmacists are incredibly brave. And we've seen it. We've seen it, number one, in the pandemic, where everything was shutting down, but pharmacies kept their doors open. And even in the uncertainty of a global pandemic, we still looked after our patients. During the riots, we took medicines home and we tried to dispense for our patients under the most impossible considerations. We delivered medicines through roadblocks. I think that our pharmacists are incredibly brave. They are going out there, they are entrepreneurs, they are trying to run a business, but at the same time they are healthcare professionals who deeply care for their patients.
Last question. What do you think of Sponsors of Brave?
I think Sponsors for the Brave is absolutely fantastic. I think what it does, and it hits the nail on the head, is it gets the information to the community members out there to really realize what their pharmacists. Okay, so what must I say?
Okay, you can say Sponsors of Brave.
Sponsors of Brave. I'm saying Sponsors of the Brave. Sponsors of Brave.
Just Sponsors of Brave.
Okay.
Thanks, Jack.
Ask me the question again.
Okay, what do you think of Adcock Ingram OTC Sponsors of Brave?
So I think Sponsors of the Brave is an absolutely amazing initiative. It hits the nail on the head, because what it does is it really highlights to the people out there, all the viewers and the listeners, exactly what a pharmacist can do for them. And I think in today's world, it's hectic, it's stressful, and it is so important that people start looking after themselves. And pharmacists are there to be able to do that. And what Sponsors of Brave does is it highlights that, and it really just puts the spotlight on pharmacy and what we can do. So I just want to say thank you very much to Adcock Ingram. I think it's a wonderful initiative.